one of the portal wherein they have updated the savings for the orthogonal array which are achieved. These are the practical new numbers by some industry analysts. So some benefits around the orthogonal array. So it helps us in reducing the cost actually by identifying the non-testable requirements and the redundant test flows early in the cycle. This helps us to plan our testing efforts and also our testing activity. It also results in maintaining the overall quality of the test application of the product because with minimum number of combinations you are able to test exhaustively the application. This can be applied to any phase of your testing, that is your unit, integration, system or acceptance testing. This also helps us in reducing the test cycle time of the test phase. At times, with reference to the saving slide in the previous slide, at times it may not be applicable, but of course if you have the pairings are very much greater, then it will certainly help us in reducing the cycle time. Since we are covering the entire combination of the data or of the application, it helps us in finding maximum number of defects with minimum number of test cases. And hence it helps us in increasing the coverage to maximum with minimum number of test cases. This also helps us in reducing in the productivity improvement with cycle time iteration, because as the testing progresses, the productivity of the resource also gets improved. And the next point that we saw, that is, it helps us in improving the test coverage. This can also be used in data-driven framework, wherein you might be using some automated testing for the database data-driven frameworks. So it's up to you where you would like to apply this approach for your testing and get benefited with the optimal testing of the data. Of course, any approach, it may have its benefits, but it should always have its disadvantages as well. So some disadvantages we'll be discussing here. There would be no reduction in the number of test cases wherein the number of factors are 2. We have already seen on the saving slide actually, wherein for factors number 2 it won't give us any savings. The user should also at least have some knowledge of the system or domain wherein the factors and its corresponds level. You should always have some knowledge of prior knowledge. Without that, you will not be able to find out the levels and factors. The factors chosen must be such that it gives maximum coverage of the functionality to be tested. And the limitation of OA is that it can only be applied to the initial stage of the product, process, or design phase. And there are some situations where OA are not applicable, that is involving the factors that vary in time, and it is only applicable in black box testing. So this in white box we cannot make use of it. So we'll proceed towards the next slide. Just one suggestion from my side, that this approach it's just a tool to be used to enhance your testing skills, and this is not a way